Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are we all? Welcome to another video on the Inside Spurs channel. Hope we're all well. Hope we're enjoying our Saturday mornings, whatever it is that you're up to this morning or this weekend even. Obviously, Champions League final today, Dortmund, Real Madrid's at 8 o'clock UK time. Looking forward to that. But yeah, in this first live, I guess it's a bit of a more interesting way for you to ask me questions as we're talking about things. So we have got a lot to talk about. I want to talk players like Eberechi Eze. I want to talk Basuma. I want to talk Bentancur, Conor Gallagher, Santiago Jimenez, Emerson Royale, Trevor Chalobah. And yeah, just kind of have a quick rundown of all the things that I guess is going on transfers wise. And this is probably the time that if you want to ask me about, are we interested in this player? Are we interested in that player? By all means do so, because you'll probably get more of an answer than you would normally get. All right. So, yeah, just want to say that if you're new and you are watching this is my first love. If you are new, give us a subscribe. You're very much welcome to join us for the journey. And I want to start with Eze because I've talked about Eze for a little while now. I don't think that's shocking. But it also, I think from a few of you as well, he seems to be the guy. That's the way I'm going to sum it up, right? So, you know, we know we've been looking at him. We know we've been sort of wooing his entourage, you know, at the Spurs Chelsea game earlier. Spurs Palace game earlier this season when we won. But also just general wooing. And Give Me Sport reckons that Spurs have pinpointed Eberechi Eze as a target ahead of the transfer window. Palace will only listen to offers which exceed 60 million. Morning, Liam, mate. If I'm honest, like, it feels weird talking about 60 million just not being a crazy amount of money anymore in football. Chelsea have kind of nuked that thinking for me. You know, we looked at getting 85 million for Gareth Bale, however many years ago now, as groundbreaking. You know, 60 million feels like 35 million a few years ago. It's just bonkers. But look, he is a guy who I think has all the abilities in the world to be a star, right? The issue that you have is an owner that maybe looks at 60 million and goes, well, the last two times I've spent that kind of money, it's not worked as well as I hoped it would. In Ndombele being obviously one of those guys. But yeah, he's mid-20s. He is Prem proven, which, you know, that's the difference in Ndombele. He is Prem proven. He's an England international now. He is in England squads. Sofian. Morning, mate. You all right? I don't know. Eze was always my guy. You know me. You know I've talked about Eze so many times. Just sick of me talking about him. But I will absolutely hammer this point into the ground. This is the guy that I want personally. All right. He really is. So there's a little bit on Eze. I'm not going to spend long on each one because I've got plenty to talk about. All right. I want to talk about Santiago Jimenez quickly for a bit. And so by the way, I'm reading a little bit off my phone. So if you see me looking over here, I'm not ignoring you. I promise. All right. I promise. So Team Talk said that Tottenham looks set to win the race to sign Santiago Jimenez this summer, with details of the final striker's move and when it might happen coming to light in his native Mexico. I think, you know, with the striker situation, you know, we know we're interested in Jimenez, Tony, Solanke, Gyökeres. We're interested in, God, this is going to confuse me now. That's 5. Oh, Openda. That's the guy that I really want. But Openda, Marmoush. I think there's more, but I can't. Just off the top of my head, it's just failing me a little bit yet. I think Santi's decent. I do think he's actually decent. And I think there's a few of us that kind of don't rate Santi. There's a few of us that do rate Santi. I think I'm sort of in that middle ground where I go, had we not had the opportunity to be interested in some of the, you know, more prolific Premier League talents, or also some of the more European prolific talents, I'd be like, oh, I tell you what, Santi's decent. His numbers look good. But you're spending 45 odd million on a guy from the Eredivisie. And the last time we bought Eredivisie's best striker, it didn't go very well. It didn't go very. He ended up playing in Mexico for a little while. So, you know, Marshall, I don't know enough about Semi. I'll have to check him out, mate. I don't know enough about him. Oh, of course, Polly. Yeah, here comes Polly with the Solanke love. Yeah, I was waiting for that. As soon as I mentioned Solanke, it must have come up. Morning, Amin, mate. You all right? Have we signed Messi yet? Well, I put in a call, and Messi was like, "Look, I'll come play for free." And I was like, "I don't want people wanting to play for free. I want to pay you." So, it's not going to happen. Gyökeres would be far too much. I would probably agree with that one. Sesko, I think, will end up at Arsenal as well. I don't know what's happening with Chelsea and Osimhen, because apparently they're not discussing with Osimhen now. So makes me think Gyökeres could end up at Chelsea potentially. There's a lot of ex-Brighton people at Chelsea, and obviously Gyökeres is ex-Brighton, so that potentially could be a thing. Look, I tell you what, if Santiago Jimenez turned out to be a lot like Van Persie, we should be in there for him. Wonderful left foot he would be. Martin. I knew Martin would come in here and give me my Eze backup that I need. Oh, morning, Martin, mate. Hope you're all right. Eze displacing Madders or Son. Well, Eze is kind of a floater. You when you watch Palace, yes, he is a sort of left wing attacking midfielder kind of style player. But also with Spurs, he probably end up giving us the ability to play on the right because we haven't got anything really credible enough at the moment. But with Eze as well, Madders does miss game time. Sonny does need rest and things like that. So, it'd give you the ability to actually change things around. So not the end of the world if he doesn't start every game, that's for sure. Osimhen with flop in the Premier League. Bloody hell. Oh, that is a bloody shout, Sofian, mate. Wow. Anyway, chance budget will be a lot. It's hard to say really, because I think sales are becoming a massive part of this. But I'd probably say within the 200 million mark just from sales and, own money, because I think sales wise, we're going to raise quite a large chunk. Sang, I agree, more developed striker. Yeah, I think having another number 9 with Richy and then to slide in a youth star like a Lancashire, Scarlett or what have you. I don't hate that, because I think Valise will go out on loan again. So yeah. Palace have Palace, by the way, if you've not seen, Palace are at it. They are it's like going for 100 meter sprint and they are already at the 50 meter mark. They've signed players. They want Job Bellingham, not Jude, Job. So they're in talks with him as well. Eze will take over Sar's position. Cool. That's a big statement, because Sarr is pretty damn important to this team. If I had 200 million, oh Christ, Sofian, mate, you're killing me this morning. Well, I would have put Calafiori in that situation, but Calafiori, he's not coming to Spurs. He's going to be going to Juventus. They're in talks with him, and they're in talks with Coop Miners. I saw that. A part of me wants to say Openda, because I just really rate Openda, but he's going to cost about 60 million because of the fact that you're probably going to end up selling Sesko, so therefore you're probably going to end up not getting him. I would say you'd probably look between Tony and Solanke. As much as this is as much as I want to say who I want, I also kind of have to recognize who can I get, So it'd probably end up one of those two guys, 40, 50 million. I think you need to get you need to get another midfielder. You need to get a couple of midfielders in. You need a 6. I like Yusuf Fofana. I do like him. I think value-wise at 25 million, about that. I think, in today's market, it's quite cheap. I know people quite like Onana, obviously. Well, I want to talk about Marcus Edwards in a second, because I know he's maybe not everyone's cup of tea, but I want to give an update as to the deal, because actually there's quite a bit there to talk about as well. Sophia, mate, that's a difficult one. Remind me in a bit, because that's a difficult question, and I need time to think about it. But if Bergvall competed with Madders, Liam, I'd be very happy. I do like the look of him, though. Why would Osimhen want to go to Chelsea? Something like that. Something like that. Most people want to go to Chelsea for something like that, especially managers. Enzo Maresca is going to get a nice old payout. We've done okay with Juventus players. We have. I'm not as blown away with Vlahovic, but I do get your point there, though. Especially Paratici working his magic. Get Kane back, yeah. I'm sold. Get Kane back, yeah. Højbjerg and money for Vlahovic. Well, I think Vlahovic is going to cost 70 odd million, but Motta really likes Vlahovic, hence why he's staying at Juventus, by the way, if you didn't know. Martin, mate, if Lancashire gets minutes, I'm keen for that. Yeah, Palace have to sign. Yeah, Bolle, it's a good shout. Palace needed to get out of the gates early, especially because if teams find out you've just sold a player for a lot of money, they raise all their prices. It's what Brighton have experienced in the last few years. Tony would be good. I think Tony would be good in the system. The amount of we create, the amount of abilities he can link up Liam, I think it's a shout and a half. Yeah, it's off him, mate. But Bergvall is class. Love him. Honestly, Marshall, I'm gonna have to check this Semi out. I don't, or Semir, or I don't know how to say his name, but yeah, I'll have to check him out. And would Kane come back? Not yet. Depends on how the Vincent Kompany extravaganza goes, Martin. But yeah, right. Anyway, let's kind of talk a little bit about Marcus Edwards. So we talked about him yesterday, and Marcus Edwards was a guy that Spurs had a bit of interest in, right? And I was a bit surprised by it. I was a bit surprised how your top aggregators, your top people threw in this information. Now, what came to light was a couple of things. Through the sell-on clause, through the 35%, and what Sporting actually value Edwards at, the deal would work out to roughly just under £10 million. And there'll be some add-ons and things like that, but let's call it 15 million. That's what the deal would actually end up being. Now, I know that chat there, that's where I can see and read you, that chat will come up with it, homegrown academy train. Now, the other thing is, before you blow anyone's head off for liking Edwards or disliking Edwards, with Marcus Edwards, well, sorry, not Marcus Edwards, sorry, but it did come out yesterday from Alistair Gold that Oliver Skipp is looking to potentially leave Spurs because he wants regular game time. Fair enough, Oliver. I truly get that because he's in his sort of young mid-20s now. He wants to be playing often. I totally get it. But that has an issue when it comes to club-trained academy players for Europe that you have to register. I think it's 4 players you have to register. You've got a couple of keepers in Whiteman and Austin as in that at the moment. If you lose Skipp, you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot. So what they reckon is if you sell Skipp, you buy Edwards. That's the idea. That's what the stratosphere is telling everyone. So I don't know. I mean, he's cheap, but I'm not blown away by the signing, but I don't hate the signing. And I would love for him to fulfill the prophecy laid down by Poch. I would love that. That'd be great, personally, Play more. Mikey Moore, John. Mikey Moore will get game time this season, but he needs to be, sprinkled in. You know what I mean? He doesn't need to be forced, if you know what I mean. Give him good regular game time at the pace that he needs, not the pace that we have to give him. You prefer Kamada. Kamada's off to Palace, mate. He's off to Palace. He's joining up with Glasnow, his former coach at Frankfurt. Skipp for Edwards. It's a slight difference, in terms of one's a 6/8 and one's a, I guess, what would you, is it 11? 11 technically used to be what the right winger was. I know 8 was like a right mid, but a right winger is 11. 10's a striker. Oh, I don't know, actually. I could be wrong there. I like Edwards, but I think we need better. Yes, off it. There are better out there. I just think that academy train thing is a slight situation that we need to be keeping an eye on right now. Edwards is another Brian Hill. I think Edwards would handle the English football a little better because obviously he grew up through this whole pyramid, the football pyramid scheme. What's the odds? The odds are I will not let him leave. That's the odds that Ange will stay. He's not leaving. You like the idea for Skippy for Edwards. Martin, mate, you're firing this morning. You're firing, mate. If club trained is the reason Troy Parrott would be more exciting, I think Troy Sang will leave because the teams, the big boys in the Eredivisie are all quite keen on him. So your Ajaxes, your Feyenoords, your PSVs, apparently they're all quite keen on Troy Parrott. This is probably the most value you're ever going to get out of him unless you're going to be playing him regularly at Spurs. So I think they're probably going to sell him. If we make the Champions League and a cup, Ange will stay. Cozy, I don't know. As Ange says, don't put clamps on our what we're going to do. We're excited. It could be exciting. You never know, but we'll leave Ange to make that up for us. Yeah, Van der Ven's not leaving. Don't worry. Do not worry. There he is. Indiana Stones. There he is. I knew he'd be here. He's always right on time. He's normally always right on time. If he does a job needed, I'm happy. I'm happy as well. Son, I think O'Reilly, I believe it's Atletico Madrid that are quite keen on him. I do think Atletico Madrid are quite keen on him. Where? I don't know. I don't know if that's going any further because I'm hoping Pierre Højbjerg, which I'm coming to next, I hope he ends up at Atletico, especially for him. Troy Parrott's found a home. He has in Holland. What about Wilfried Zaha? Do you know what? I haven't seen how he's done at Galatasaray. I wouldn't know truly as to how good he's been. Edwards gave Arsenal a terrible day in Europa. Edwards gave us a terrible day in the Champions League. I was at the game where Harry Kane had a last-minute goal ruled off a VAR, and it took 5.5 minutes. Honestly, that train home felt like a loss. It felt like a loss. Yeah, do you know what, Sofian, on Wharton, I've talked about it before, we have made a mistake on Wharton because I wasn't sure he was ever truly ready for us or the right guy. And under Glasner, well, he's in the England squad for a reason. He's been fantastic. He's been absolutely fantastic for Palace. Right, I want to talk about Højbjerg, Pierre-Emile. Obviously, we know last year every contract, we know he's got a lot of interest in Europe from Italy. And obviously, Conte has gone to Napoli. We know that. Conte's gone to Napoli. You've got Mourinho's gone to Fenerbahce. So there's that. But I think with Højbjerg, you'll probably end up seeing him in Italy or Atletico Madrid. I've always said, with Pierre, he just suits that Simeone, difficult system to play against. He would thrive in it. He thrived under Mourinho. He thrived under Conte. He'd be right for that. So I think with Højbjerg, we'll expect Højbjerg to move on. I think with Lo Celso will move to Spain. I think we'll see Lo Celso move on. Talented, creates a lot of opportunities, can't stay fit. And that's the crux of it all. He just cannot stay fit. So yeah, I think Lo Celso will move on as well. Just want to get those two out because I was thinking about them as I was talking. Right. Let's talk about a couple of other midfielders. So Dan Kilpatrick, through Standards, put out that Ange Postecoglou wants to keep the midfield pair of Yves Bissouma and Rodrigo Bentancur, and it would likely take a massive offer to tempt Spurs to sell either player. I don't see either leaving. I've got a really good feeling that this will be the season that we see Bentancur take it up a notch in a good way. He's going to be a guy that's going to give regular minutes. Obviously, it's not his fault. The knee injury and the ankle injury, that you can't control those things. Those things do just happen. I think this would be the season you'll see Bentancur step up. I really do. They always said, I remember Ascol putting out an article, and he said Spurs had already sort of noted the 2024-2025 season would be the season you see a true Rodrigo Bentancur. Bentancur was forcing himself to come back from injury early to help the team out because we were struggling. So hence why I love me some Rodrigo Bentancur. I always do. And if I see him starting, I never have an issue seeing him start. He's an absolute baller. And I think we've also seen, I don't think he's a 10. I don't. But in that Man United game, we saw from time to time, he can give you the odd game here and there. But that 8-6 role, I think you'll probably find Bentancur a bit more of. Obviously, that Juventus old school training of defense is there in him. But yeah, absolutely love Bentancur. He won't be moved on. If he was, give us, loads of crazy money. With Bissouma, I like Bissouma. I think Bissouma's best position, though, is an 8. And I want to know your thoughts, Fins, on this idea. If you've maybe not heard me talk about it before. I think Bissouma's best position is an 8. All right. I think that ability to press high, win the ball high. I'm giving you a thumbs up. Ignore me. It's my Mac talking. You know, with the ability to press high, we've seen it even sometimes. Saar dropping into the 6 and Basuma pressing high. It can work. I think Basuma has value in this system. He's been training. Obviously, he had his injury. He's been at Hotspur Way training in the off season, which is good. I like this. Those first 10 games of Basuma was incredible, absolutely incredible. And then the team fell apart, and unfortunately, he fell apart with them. So yeah, I think in the 8 position would be probably perfect for this, and then that's why I think we need to sign an actual 6. Where then you can sprinkle Biss or Bentancur in there as well, you know, for rotation. Get Coco back. Crikey. I think Coco in this Ange system, and I love Lamela. I always love Lamela. I think Lamela would last about 30 seconds in this Ange system before his body just broke. Mine too. Mine would break under Ange's system. It would fall apart. Keep Benty and Sis. Yeah, I'm with you, Polly. Keep them both. I'm with you. If they're staying, what playtime will Berval get? Well, Berval should. I treat Berval in terms of like his game time alongside the Donnellys and the Mikey Moores. Let's start them off small. You know, your 10, 15 minutes, build them up. You know, you've got. Thing is, next season we've got 4 competitions. We've got the Prem. You've got the Europa League, right? You've then got the 2 cup competitions, the domestic cup competitions, and the FA Cup and the EFL Cup. So he'll get plenty of game time. Donnelly, Mikey Moore, Scarlett, maybe even Tyrese Hall. Even they'll get enough game time that will appease the fans. And if they're not going to play at the weekends, then let them go and play the under-21 football. Make sure they're playing football every single weekend. You know, Lolo's our best midfielder. Mate, the game. That's a shout and a half, but I don't hate it. That's how I feel about it. Hey, Ray and Tony, hope you're doing well. So, yeah, subscribe if you're new. I promise I don't normally bang on about it, but Ray and Tony said the same thing. They put in a winky emoji, so make of that what you need, all right? How many players do you think will go out and come in? I think if we were talking about going out first, I think you could say something around about 10 players. Give or take a couple other sides, but that's also players out on loan that we're not wanting, and there's a few first-team squad players in there as well. I think somewhere between 4 and 6. I think somewhere between 4 and 6 will be where we're going to be. Morning, Top Logic, mate. How are you? He says that Bentancur for him is the best midfielder by far. Once he gets his fitness back, yeah, spot on. We agree there. Then once he gets fit, we'll be cooking. We need players for rotation. Hopefully, less injuries like last. Polly, honestly, the injuries are killing us, but we also didn't have the depth. So this season is about, like Ange said, we need to bulk out the squad. So spot on. Can you see any surprise selling? If I had to pull one out that I thought maybe was a surprise, you may not think of it as a surprise. You know, you've got Richarlison, but Kulusevski maybe, because we know Conte quite likes Kulusevski, and obviously Conte now having a massive budget at Napoli potentially. Steven Bergwijn under Ange could have been fantastic, yeah, but that 27, 28 million that we got from him was also quite fantastic, Sofian. So you know. Keep Kulu. I think they'll keep Kulu. I'm just saying if they were to go a bit more extravagant with a sale, it might be him. No, we're not selling Bentancur and Basuma, Marshall, mate. Don't worry. It was an article that said if Spurs are going to sell them, it's going to require a huge, huge amount of money. All right. So there's that. Right. Quick little roundup of any other thing going on. Apart for my family causing me issues on my WhatsApp, says that. Oh yeah, Conor Gallagher. Right. So with Conor Gallagher, I want to talk about. I think you might have some. What about the chances of going for Eze and Murillo? Eze, I think, will be a chance there. Amin, I think there's a chance on Eze for sure. We've all seen the pictures of Madders and Eze. You know, I'm not saying anything about it. I'm just saying, you know, agent matters. On Murillo, I think it'll be too expensive for a centre back that won't be a starter, if you know what I mean. I think Buongiorno would be the guy, because he can play left back as well and he's left-footed. Right, I want to talk about Gallagher because this will be the last one that I'm going to finish on. All right, I was going to talk about Emerson and Richy because they're in their headline, but there's not a lot to talk about. There was reports that they reckon Richy might still be able to be sold because but we'll see about that. Emerson, it's just about a matter of time, But yeah, let's talk about this one. So they reckon that Aston Villa are reportedly hopeful they can force Chelsea to sell Conor Gallagher before June 30th after Poch left the club partly because he refused to sell the midfielder. Right. I think Villa have got a intriguing situation with their financial fair play. All right, on that front. Chelsea do need to sell by June 30th. And we're kind of like, I wouldn't say we're the middle team, but we're sitting there going, well, we can give you money, we can buy him. But yeah, with Villa, I think they need to sell. I mean, just for this season, but in terms of finances, because basically when June 1st is right now, so happy pinch punch first of the month, all no returns, all that stuff. And if you're from Australia and you don't know what that is, I'm not even going to say sorry. All right. I'll say sorry for the bad hair day. How about that? With financial fair play, it normally kicks off again July 1st. That's the next sort of season in theory. All right. So yeah, you've got a situation where they may need to sell. Then obviously they've got basically 4 weeks and we'll be in there. So what are we doing? Good. Yeah, sorry. Good. Yeah, it's a good live show. Thank you all for joining. This is my last topic. I'll quickly run through a few questions and I'll let you all go enjoy the rest of your weekend. All right. Because I've got to go to the gym. I've got to go look after myself and make myself fit and healthy. Who will be our fullbacks? Well, obviously, Porro, Destiny Adogi. They'll have to sign. The thing is, I think they're looking to sign a centre back who can masquerade as a left back. I think they also need to sign a right back, but I don't know who they're going to go for because they talk about Kyle Walker-Peters, but Southampton came up and they've got a release clause of 30 million, and I don't see Spurs going for 30 million or anything near that. So it won't be that. Hopefully, Connor goes to Villa. Morning, Hickling, mate. Honestly, it's an interesting one. Bolly, I am enjoying this. I am enjoying the YouTube side of things. I'm enjoying meeting all of you. It's great. I love chatting to all of you. It's so much fun, Bolly. Connor might say no anyway. Then he stays. Well, then Chelsea are screwed. We're talking points deductions. We're talking a lot. Actually, I do have to talk about Trevor Chalobah, but I've got one more story to talk about. Apologies. Will we go for Ivan Toney? He is definitely on the list of interested players. Yeah. His market is shrunk a little bit, and I think Spurs might take advantage of that potentially. We'll see. Flick kick being so quick. Yeah, absolutely. Yuto Suzuki is the creative presence we need on the bench. I'll have to check him out, son. I don't know enough about him. I'll have to check him out. How is Chelsea linked with multi-million chances under? So Chelsea basically from July 1st will be another new financial season, hence why they can start being Chelsea again from July 1st. Because you can kind of rectify financial fair play in the summer going forward because you've got so much more time. Jimenez, Bakayoko, Eze, Wifa, Calafiori, and we can win the Europa League. Yeah, maybe. Well, yeah, maybe. Lennon under Ange. You're not talking about Neil Lennon, are you? John Lennon? No, you're talking about Aaron Lennon. Aaron Lennon would be great under any manager, Connor looked down upon us. No, I think Connor is just a big Chelsea guy. I don't think he's causing any issues to other fans. I just think he's a big Chelsea guy, I'm unsure about Gallagher, to be fair, and I don't think it'll be worth the money Chelsea would want for him. Okay, interesting. I think Chelsea are going to want about 40 odd million. I think Spurs might give him 30 to 35. Chucking Mbappe at that point. Yeah, I said Mbappe in a few years. He needs to prove himself a bit more. It's not leg day. It's definitely not leg day. If we can get 6 million for Son, I wouldn't sell him. Martin, yeah, no, it was a good idea. I will do one every weekend. How about that? One every weekend. Sonny will be your left winger. All right. Eze can play as Cam or other wing. Eze's just a bit of a baller, all right? Gallagher's a warrior, and he players like him. We do need warriors. We do need warriors. That is for damn sure we do. We can't challenge for title. Well, we won't. Look, we still need to add in a lot of players, Alex. We got a lot that we still need to do. It's, this is going to take years to build. All right. I always said at least 4 windows, and that would be this one and the next January being the 4th. All right. When Gallagher's first compliment is he works hard, it's not good. Hickling is swinging for the fences here. I rate it, to be fair. My gym is at home, mate. Calisthenics. Also, all right, nice one, Tottenham logic. All right, okay. All right, I'll give you that one. Those guys are a different breed of athletes, I'll tell you that. Iqbal, Gallagher may not want to leave, but Chelsea are kind of probably going to want to force him. They kind of, with Bowley, want to get rid of players that doesn't matter what the manager wants. They want to get rid of him. If we're going to take a player from Chelsea, end up helping them financially, I would want Colwill, and they might consider selling him. His game time's coming. Well, Colwill's had a lot of injuries this season, Sang. I don't think they'll sell him because academy trained, homegrown as well, but also left-footed centre-back. They're rare. Plus, they're moving off of Thiago Silva this season. So, do I like the new kit? Do you know what, CDC, mate? What a question. I am so on the fence about this new kit. It'd be one of those, right? Do you remember... I remember Gareth Bale playing it. It was the half and half, the black and grey away kit. Hated it at first. It really grew on me in the end. I think this one might be one of those ones, to be honest, CDC, mate. Connor won't agree to come to Spurs. He'll stay and run down the contract, which won't help their FFP. We'll find someone. But look, I tell you what, if they get that 8-point deduction and, chance for embargoes and fights, I don't hate it. Eze Gallagher, cozy mate, Eze. Let's not go there, Eze. Cardio day. It sadly is a cardio day every day. Yeah. Eze all day. Sonia, morning, Sonia. Morning, Sonia. Yeah, Eze all day. Absolutely. Eze and Gallagher, we need both. Eze's not going to do what Gallagher is going to do. Yeah. Sofian, mate. Yeah, good idea. That's a fair shout. Sofian's absolutely flying right now. Hickling, Lolo is a warrior with technical ability, and they are not common, are they? Let's be honest. What we need is a defensive midfielder because we don't have that. I think we do need a bit of a 6, to be fair. I think Ange I remember Ange talking about he doesn't see midfield as being a 6, 8, 10. He kind of just sees a midfielder as a midfielder, which is interesting. I'd say that was an interesting quote. One of his more interesting ones. Gallagher replaced the Pierre Warrior aspect. Yeah, true. Gallagher defensively does work bloody hard. It's impressive. It really is impressive. The bookings, if you're ever doing, those like you do bet builders and things like that, and obviously gamble responsibly, but if you ever do bet builders, always put them in for at least a foul. All right. If we sign Gallagher, can you do a bow flex for us on cam? What's a bow flex, Ray? Do you rate Edwards as a right winger? Yeah, sort of. I'm undecided, but yeah, sort of. Who's your dream 6 and dream 9? Harry Kane. Or do you mean that we're going to sign this summer? Harry Kane? No, do you know what? Dream 9 for this summer. I quite like the look of Lois Openda. Serhu Guirassy. I was thinking about it for ages. That's another guy we're interested in, but I think he's going to go potentially to Dortmund. No, Openda. And I quite like Amadou Onana. I do. I just like the fact he's young and raw, and he's got all those physical gifts that you just can't teach. Yeah, I'd probably say that. Tony or Solanke. Oh, Sonny, mate, you're putting me here on a spot. Solanke because he's 1 year younger. How about that? Levy, just get Eze, please. Spend the money for once. Alex, mate, I'm with you. Get Eze. Calf day. No, it's not calf day. Tottenham Logic, enjoy your day, mate. Enjoy your day. Get yourself that workout in. All right. Kookaburra, morning. Well, morning. It's not morning for you. It's probably evening. I'd rather take Chalobah if we take someone from Chelsea. I'm talking about Chalobah in just a second, and then I'm done. Alex, I'd let another goalkeeper challenge Vicario. Well, I think Austin's going to be that guy this season. I think he's going to be the backup keeper this season. Would you have a guy like Gallagher and Gallagher? Well, look, and N'Golo Kante is a freak in a nice way, by the way. So, like in terms of a baller. Yeah, Gallagher's is just an interesting one. It just is. Yeah, Hickling. Openda is unbelievable. Absolute baller. Absolute baller. Morning, Silver Fred, mate. How are you? Eze and Anderson. Edison, I tell you what, Edison in that final against Leverkusen, chef's kiss. Unbelievable. Eze transfer to us, apart from a major step up, would bring the fan base together. Cozy, it's not a bad shout. I think there's a lot of toxicity in the fan base at times. I think it would actually probably get some people back together. Sang, could you do a video about your dream summer window and a realistic? Do you know what, Sang? That's a shout. I will. All right, I will. I will make a note of that, and I will do one. All right, I promise. Eze all day, so with Fred. Absolutely. Big up, Clement, mate. Morning. I'm listening. Good shout, Solanke. Yeah, I knew Polly would find the Solanke one. Zubimendi, yeah, baller. I thought he was going to go to Arsenal, but that seems to have died down a little bit. You could so see him at Bayern, though. I could so see him at Bayern. You're in love with Weefer? Well, I'm glad you are, Hickling. I'm glad you are. No, he's a good player, to be fair. He's a good player. Santiago transfer. Good morning. Big deal. Oh, morning, Mohammed, mate. Hope you're all right. Santiago's a good player. He is a good player. He is definitely a good player. Nico Williams, Bakayoko, Elise, Somerville. You can only choose one. Elise. I know what I'm getting. Yeah, the injuries kind of kill me a little bit, but I know what I'm getting. Frank Kessie. That man is enjoying a lot of money out in that Saudi league. He is not leaving. Is Austin even, quote, okay? Just don't see enough of him. I don't think anyone sees enough of Austin, if I'm honest, Ray. But I think with this season, we'll see a little bit of him. Forearm day. You're running out of body parts here. Opinions on Timo Werner signing. Well, Timo Werner, look, yes, we're picking up his wages. If we want to buy him permanently, the deal would end up being 8.5 million. It's not a bad signing. I think it's good for a bit of security. It's good for a bit of depth. And if it works out, great. Then obviously you sign him. If he doesn't, it's a 1-year loan deal. It gives Mikey Moore another season to get up to Premier League speed. Never know in a year's time, Mikey could be that guy. Seeing a lot of negativity. The negativity is mostly just agenda-driven people around things. All right, so don't worry, mate. Don't worry. Morning, Callum, mate. Hope you're all right. Sleepyhead. God, half the day's gone, mate. Nico Williams, baller, absolute baller, just on crazy amounts of money because of the Basque sort of connection. They don't really sign players; they just create and build them. Hence why they don't sign. Therefore, they can give them more money. So Nico's on like 300 grand a week or something like crazy. Hip adductor day, for goodness sake. Oh, good Lord. Ange knows what he's doing. We're not good enough to judge. Yeah, exactly, Peter. Ange knows what he's doing. You got to trust the manager. You got to trust him. Austin is here for the homegrown vibes. I tell you what, put me on the bench. I'll be the homegrown vibes. Give me, just pay for a halftime pie and I'm good to go. Dortmund or Real Madrid? Dortmund. As much as I love Luca, I will always love Luca. I want Marco Reus to win that trophy because I like Marco Reus, and he's always been loyal to Dortmund when other people haven't been. I wouldn't put my hopes high in this window because Spurs always find a way to disappoint. I have hopes we could find a good Spurs in the next 3 to 5 years. Look, fair enough, Iqbal. We have a lot of history of maybe underperforming in a window. I think this season is another stepping stone. You know, we had a good launch. Now it's about taking another step, you know. So still next summer will be a real, I mean, this is a great summer to have, but next summer, big summer. All right. If Timo Werner and Edwards are 2 wingers, I'm done. He's still got Sonny, mate. Don't worry. He's still got Sonny. He's still here. He's going nowhere, mate. All right, he's going nowhere. Caleb, we have a top chance next season. Chelsea may struggle. Man United will be horrible as per. Liverpool rebuilding, and Arsenal drop off as to bit. Caleb, honestly, it's a point that, you know, I do rate, because I think Slot at Liverpool is it's like the Emery going in after Wenger, or Moyes going in after Fergie. It's the next guy going in after to City. You're following, you know, a club icon. It's very difficult. So, and Chelsea, well, they have to sell players. If they don't, they're going to struggle. We have a top chance to see. Yeah, sorry, I've read that. I'd love Adeyemi at Spurs. Well, he is interested. He has interest in the Premier League. I don't know if we're on it, but yeah, every major club will. Honestly, Marshall, mate, you're really into this guy. I need someone to find me in life that the way you find this guy. Good Lord. We need a CDM, but I think Tyrese Hall might be. Well, do you know what? Tyrese Hall, Clement, I really rate him, and I hope he does get the odd spare minute here. Not spare minute. That feels mean. The odd sort of 15, 20 minutes here and there. I would like that personally. Let's get Watkins. Watkins signed a new deal back in last October, long term. I don't see him moving. Would I take Scamacca? Scamacca had it rough at West Ham, but Scamacca has done fantastically at Atlanta. Depends on cost, I think. That's the way I'm going to look at that one. Also, they've got Charles de Ketelaere at Atalanta. Hip adducted. Just oh, good Lord. What's your ideal number to have on your Spurs shirt? If it's for me, and like my last name or Andy at the back with a number, I always had a thing for 25 for Aaron Lennon. 10 is always a great number. Quite like the number 4. Don't know why. I don't know why. Too many experts with opinions who haven't played in the game. Well, I'm not on a couch. I'm not on a couch, Peter. I'm sitting down if it's all right. No, I'm joking. I know what you mean, though. Some people are too strong sometimes with their opinions and, maybe don't. I always call it blinkers. Maybe they don't see the wider picture, Do we think we can win a trophy this season? I do. You have to always go into seasons confident. There's 4 opportunities this season, so you're going to have to. Iqbal, thanks, mate. Yeah, good point. I need to sign off because otherwise I'm going to be very late to the gym and people rely on seeing me. João Gomez or João Paulinho will be outstanding for Spurs. Paulinho's just a bit old, Angelo, but Gomez I really rate, yeah. Wow, Silver Fred from Uganda. Mate, thank you very much. Thank you. Awesome. I think you're my first subscriber from Uganda, so that's pretty cool. Caleb would think we're sleeping on Bergvall. I think Bergvall will be a stud. Let's not put him on a pedestal that quickly. Let's let him build up and get time, Well, what do we got? If you were to be Spurs manager, what signings would you make, Alex? Oh, great. Alex, mate. That is going to be another video because I've had that question a couple of times and I can't give you an answer. I can't, mate. Fans make me die and moan about signings late when making one early in Timo and still a problem. Personally, I don't mind Timo. And Liam, mate, you can't make everyone happy in life. That's the way we're going to sum that one up. This is long 15 minutes, mate. It's just you guys are often asking loads of questions. It's gone 3 times the length of it. Will Lucas Bergvall join us this summer? Yes, he will be. Mohammed, he'll be here this summer. Yeah. Man United won a trophy and they've been playing badly this season. That's true. That's true. Yeah, fair play to him. Nice 15-minute stream. All right. Okay. All right, yeah, everyone. All right. You asked me these questions. Predict the top 5 would be next season. City, Arsenal, Liverpool, Spurs. I want to say Chelsea if they get a striker, but for now, I'll say Villa. Want Arne Slot to be average, but not poor enough to be sacked because I can then see Liverpool coming from. Well, they're not getting him. They're not getting Ange. I will fight to the death. It's not happening. Enjoy your dog walk, Polly. Enjoy it. I need to sign off anyway. Calling Ange naive is a one-trick pony, a yes man. The Premier League too big for him. Ange is the man. Ange is the guy. In Ange we trust. It's just Levy that is a worry. Fair enough, John. Fair enough, mate. John Rachel once upon a rhyme. Oh, nice. Cool name. Cool name, mate. What music do you listen to? I listen to, and also I see Marshall's question about cardio music. Look, I like listen to rap music, rock music, that kind of vibe for the gym. And I need something that's gonna get in there, if you know what I mean. Especially when occasionally I do a big boy lift. It's occasional, not always. We enjoy the show. Thank you, Clement. Thank you. Who's your ideal number 6 signing? Unrealistic Rodri? Realistic Edison or Onana, probably, yeah. Thanks, Liam, mate. I'll head off to the gym now. A few more questions and then we'll head off to the gym. Chasing status for the gym, Callum. Oh, you're mental. I need someone to, get in my ear. Eredivisie managers always fail in the Premier League. Arne Slot is going to surprise you. Well, no, I said Arne Slot would be a decent manager for us when we're interested. So I don't hate the idea. He's going to be good. Thoughts on Company going to Bayern Munich? Company is a good manager who I think had his reputation hit this season because I think he failed this season. I do think he failed. He should have gotten a striker. He could be good, though. We'll see. He could be good. Well, thanks, Mama. If you're enjoying the show, I'm enjoying the show. How about that? Listen to Asteroid Dusted Boys. You'll work out 10 times harder. I can't work out any harder, mate. I work out hard. Hey. Andrea Bocelli at the gym. No. No. No, please, no. Rap. It is a word that is missing the letter C. God, that's something my dad would say. Liverpool 5th, 6th, Chelsea 6th, 8th, Man U 6th, 8th, City and Arsenal thereabouts, Spurs thereabouts, and Villa depends on if they sell Watkins or not. I think they'll keep Watkins, Cozy. Thanks, MVR, mate. Thank you, mate. Yeah, Palace would have sold Glasner for 100 million, no issues. 100 million, easy. Every time I watch Everton, Onana isn't a player who can improve Spurs. No, but he's still young, son, and he has been proven he will get better, you know? So there's that. Right. Anyway, I'm signing off because this took way too long. FIFA songs. Yes, I love FIFA songs. I got them in a different playlist. Thanks, Peter, mate. Not Frank Sinatra at the gym. Anyway, guys, that's the end of the video. I hope you did enjoy it. Drop a like on video if you did. And yeah, I'll see you all around, well, for different videos this weekend, but definitely for the next one of these. Everyone, lads, enjoy your weekend. I'll catch you all soon. Take care.